Oh, Columbo was the Italian name? Well, I'm talking about the TV detective, okay? Who's kind of handsome in a weird way. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely an impartial crowd, guys. Definitely a crowd that wasn't supporting one candidate over the other, like Candace Owen said. What is this camera?
First of all, I'm feeling great. I don't know about you.
My
I
ears.
wanted to welcome, we call this a peaceful protest. To the White House in support of the incredible...
We're guys, it's so weird how peaceful protests only happen when you're protesting in favor of the police. Weird how police officers don't suddenly turn violent against peaceful protesters that are pro-police. Weird, huh? Pretty weird. What could explain it?
I want to thank all of you for your prayers. I know you've been praying and watching down over so many people. And I went out to say hello to those people, and I took a little heat for it, but I do it again. And on behalf of myself and the First Lady, this has been really an incredible outpouring. And we're starting very, very big with our rallies and with our everything, because we cannot allow our country to become a socialist.
I literally don't understand the talking point that Joe Biden is going to make the United States socialist in any way. It's just not based in the reality of any of his policy proposals. It's not based in, like, even the goals of, like, Black Lives Matter. Like, socialism has nothing to do with anything that has been talked about today.
Or worse, by the way, or worse. I want you to know our nation's going to defeat this terrible China virus, as we call it. We're producing powerful therapies and drugs, and we're healing the sick, and we're going to recover, and the vaccine is,
Oh man, he sounds
coming out
awful.
very, very quickly in record time, as you know. It's coming out very, very soon. We have great companies doing it, and they'll be distributing it, and we will, through our military, very, very rapidly. Through the power of the American spirit, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah, fuck yeah, the American spirit.
Eradicate the China virus once and for all. We'll get rid of it all over the world. You see big flare-ups in Europe, big flare-ups in Canada, very big flare-up in
By the way, we don't have a cure, so him talking about eradicating it is real
It's
silly.
going to disappear. It is disappearing. The vaccines are going to help, and the therapeutics.
Well, I mean, Archangel DeKalb, socialism is anything they just don't like.
What beautiful colors. Where did you get that color?
He's talking about the black melanin.
I want to put
Okay.
one of them on instead of a white shirt. I want to thank you, though, seriously. Every day, more black and Latino Americans are leaving behind left-wing politicians and their failed ideology. That's what they are. They failed for many years.
Yeah,
and
fun
many
fact, the
decades.
reason left-wing
Democrats
politicians
have run
fail
nearly every inner
is
city
because
in
they're
America,
neoliberal
and
politicians.
I mean for 100 years, and their policies have delivered nothing but calamity, poverty, and trouble. People are coming back home, you know.
Wait, did he just say left,
Jumping
like...
out to the
Wait, did he just say leftist politicians have only ever brought calamity to a bunch
inner
of...
city in America, and I mean for 100 years, and their policies have delivered. I can help a lot. I just want to thank everyone this afternoon. What beautiful colors. I want to get one of them. I want to put one of them on instead of a white shirt. I want to thank you, though, seriously. Every day, more black and Latino Americans are leaving behind left-wing politicians and their failed ideology. That's what they are. They failed for many years and many, many decades. Democrats have run nearly every inner city in America, and I mean for 100 years, and their policies have... delivered nothing but calamity, poverty, and trouble.
He's saying this to a group of people who were literally enfranchised by Democrats. Holy fuck. Well, neoliberals are painted by Republicans as the left to make even weaker opposition. And neoliberals are more than happy to take that banner up so that they can kind of keep their grift going.
People are coming back home, you know that, and selling you out to the rich. So you've just marched to the White House because you understand to protect the lives of Black Americans and all Americans, you have to have your police support you. You have to have that. If the left gains power, they'll launch a nationwide crusade against law enforcement, and they've already done that. And you see them. They're doing that at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
A crusade because we want cops held accountable for murdering innocent civilians.
Say law enforcement. And he was bailed out by the anchor. Then I said very simply, I said, name one law enforcement group that's supporting you. He couldn't do it. But he was bailed out by the anchor. Second time, bailed out by that anchor.
God, he can't stop talking about how Joe Biden cucked him in the debate.
Their fundamental authorities, taking everything away, including your freedom. Joe Biden even said when you call 911...
It's true that the Democratic Party is the anti-freedom party. We don't want anyone to have freedom, guys. No freedom for you.
Because he doesn't say. He's told what to say. You saw what they introduced. Dakota, all of you, there will be, if it happens, all of those jobs are gone. Your energy jobs are gone if they get in. Just remember I said it. Okay?
Your energy jobs are gone if they get in. But their plan is to invest $2 trillion into clean energy. So they will also create tens of thousands of more jobs in energy. So
Biden, I don't think so either. There's been, and I have to say, there's been more enthusiasm. We have had more enthusiasm right now, this year, than we had 4 years ago by a factor of 3 times.
What does that even mean? God, please let him be done. Oh my God.
When a poll just came out,
so many more minutes of him talking.
People prefer their position now in the midst of a pandemic than they did 4 years ago. Think of what that means. 56. And it's a Gallup poll. And
I'm
it's
dying
the highest poll
inside.
ever recorded, 56%. Now tell me about that. Now, yet Biden
Also,
likes to
the
call them
video quality on this is
protesters.
insane.
You see anchors from a couple of the very bad, very corrupt networks standing.
Because my Instagram is different from my Twitter. Different audiences.
And I want to thank our law enforcement, and I want to thank everybody in the community and the community drives for working with law enforcement. I want to thank them. I think we probably have the support of every law enforcement group in this country, practically. I don't know of any that I don't. Maybe there must be some. There must be one. They'll find one tonight. They'll say, no, he misrepresented. But we have...
Law enforcement, by the way, overwhelmingly vote Republican almost every presidential election, okay?
And you see how many crooked ballots are being found and turned back in and fraudulent? Just what I said. Then they'll say, he doesn't believe in freedom. I totally believe in freedom. That's called freedom. What we're doing is freedom.
Yeah, freedom is what I said it was.
With the ballots, 50,000 in Ohio.
That they recalled and resent out, okay?
I mean, every day there's a story about ballots. Some thrown out, they happen to have the name Trump. Military ballots were thrown out with the name Trump on it.
You know, he likes to say that every day there's a new story about these ballot things. However, he keeps bringing up the 2 examples of things happening. The military ballot thing was 9 ballots got misplaced on a military base. And only 7 of them had Trump on, like, written on them. So, and no one knows why they were misplaced. But 7 Trump ballots were misplaced on a military base. The 50,000 thing that he just talked about was a third-party group authorized to print and send out ballots, accidentally misprinted ballots, and then sent out the misprints. And the misprints, which wouldn't have been able to get read anyway, they had to resend out ballots to those locations. So those are the two things he was talking about, which are basically just oopsies. It doesn't seem like election integrity is at stake.
Okay? But I think we're going to swamp them by so much. Hopefully it's not going to matter. And we have law enforcement watching. We have law enforcement watching all those ballots. They're being found for a reason. Left-wing politicians like Kamala Harris, who really did not do very well the other night.
Kamala Harris.
By the way, did our vice president do a good job, Candace? That was easy for him. No, he did a great job because we're on the side of right. We really are. We're on the side of right. And by the way, we are, and it's true, and I say it all the time now, more and more, we are draining the swamp like nobody in history has ever drained the swamp.
Again, he's $500 million in personal debt to people, and we don't know who he's in debt to.
A united message to police
Seems pretty swampy to me.
And I mean every American, every race and color, we love you. Every race, color, creed, we support you, we honor you. It's a dangerous profession. They've been doing an incredible job, and I just want to thank them on behalf of everybody here today because that's why we're safe. In contrast, the Democrats' socialist program and platform, and it really is more than socialist. It's not just socialist. It's beyond socialism. He says communist. That's about right.
Yeah, they're
But
not.
I recently announced my plan to
Guys, for Joe Biden's plan to be socialist, he would need to A, be democratizing the workplace, aka having the workers seize the means of production, and B, would need to be abolishing the commodity form. Neither of those two things are he doing. He's not doing either of those things. And on top of that, if he was further communist, then he would also be in favor of dissolving the state, which he's not. Like, anyone who actually knows what these terms mean knows how utterly stupid and baffling it is that this has become a talking point.
Deliver more opportunity, security, fairness, and prosperity to the black community, to the Hispanic community. And you know what it is? I don't have to go over it, but it's the Platinum Plan, and it's going to bring back new jobs. Like at a level that
it's the Platinum Plan. That tells us so much.
We've done a lot. But increased capital, it's going to increase money coming into the Hispanic community where it's been very much shut out, and advance very much home ownership and wealth building. And it's already taken place, and it's taken place at a level. And had we not been hit by the pandemic, you would have seen numbers like you've never seen before. But those numbers are already rebuilding again. We're going to build up a peaceful and safer neighborhood program like you haven't seen, with the highest standards of policing.
What does that mean? You don't have any actual plans. You're just saying words.
We want to terminate.
This is
we want to
classy.
get great healthcare.
Yeah, I have a bachelor's degree.
Conditions always. And I think we're at a point where we're getting, and right now, if you look at what we've done in
And
healthcare,
I have a bachelor's degree in English specifically, so hearing the language butchered like this makes me sad.
healthcare at a much less expensive price. You can't
Yeah,
do
I've been a
that.
writer and editor for
And
about
it's
10
happening,
years.
And it's happening fast. Another thing is school choice. You have to have school choice. Charter schools, school choice. So I make this statement every once in a while, and people think it's a little bit on the bold side, but
Hello,
we achieved a
Alt
historic
Seth.
reduction in violent
Hello.
crime. We signed a landmark criminal justice reform bill that nobody thought was possible to even think about. I did that. I did that.
What did you reform? What did he do?
And I worked with a lot of people, but we got it done. The Obama administration couldn't get it done. Biden couldn't even think about it. He doesn't even know what it is. We have prison reform. We achieved the lowest black and Hispanic unemployment rate in the history of our country.
Is his prison reform just privatizing prisons? That'd be pretty funny.
Black youth unemployment rate reached the lowest ever again in the history of our country. And last year, black and Hispanic American poverty reached the lowest ever in the history of our country. It's all building back up so quickly. And if you look at what we've done with criminal justice reform, if you look at what we've done with historically black colleges and universities where we funded them, they couldn't get funded. Nobody was funding them. For years and years and decades, nobody was funding them. And if you look at what we've done with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, opportunity zones and the jobs created. And I've said it very strongly, and perhaps, I don't know, criminal justice reform, people say, maybe that's the best of all, but the fact is they're all great. Every one of them is great. And I say the fact is that I've done more for the black community than any president since Abraham Lincoln. I say it, nobody can do it.
I'm just at a loss for words at how completely wrong everything he has said is.
11.4 million jobs just in the last 4 months. That's the fastest ever. The U.S. has seen the smallest economic contraction of any major nation anywhere in the world. So we've seen the smallest going down. If you look at it,
yeah, but we've also seen the largest amount of deaths. We literally sacrificed lives in order to I'm not a democratic socialist. I'm a market socialist.
We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to let it happen. So important you get out and vote.
I believe in worker control over the means of production via worker co-ops, and I believe in the decommodification of essential products, services, etc., like homes and electricity and internet, healthcare, food, stuff like that.
Well, think about Texas. They have no oil. They don't want oil.
Oh, thank you.
They don't want religion.
Your name shows up in like lime green, and my eyes are bad. Albseth. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, if anyone else is enjoying the stream, please give me a follow. I'm trying to build up a little platform here.
There's a spirit the likes of which this country hasn't seen in a very, very long time. So I just want to thank you all for being on the White House lawn, this beautiful, great lawn.
Oh, thank God. Is he done? Is he done? Did we reach the end?
I'm very proud of this country.
Oh my God.
Proud. I want to thank all of the doctors and labs and scientists and all of the people that are working so hard, because we're way ahead of everybody. But I just want to thank most particularly you, because you people come out and you cheer and you love your country and you get it. You're way, way ahead of many, many people in this country. But
the words coming out of his mouth don't even mean anything. What a fucking fashy cunt. Alright, I apologize for my language. Sorry. I'm allergic to fascists, you see.
I just want to thank you and get out and vote. We're going to make this bigger than even 4 years ago. It's more important. This is the most important election we've ever had.
All right, we can be done here. He's wrapping it up. And also, I want to die after watching so much Candace Owens and listening to both Donald Trump talking with Rush Limbaugh for an exceedingly long time. Correct. Trump is, in fact, a fascist. That is, in fact, what he is. If you're curious, I did an entire video going over the 14 points of fascism by Umberto Eco, and talking about how Trump and the wider Republican Party kind of align with the ideology of fascism, as outlined by someone who lived under fascism in Italy. Let's see, did I hear Trump's take on California not collecting rainwater and said that that California is intentionally dumping water into the sea because the little fish need water? One of my No, I didn't hear that, but that take is definitely. I was reminded the other day that Trump literally thinks that windmills cause cancer, um, which is just really funny. Um, Biden wants to keep us locked down and force everyone to wear a mask. Well, no, you wouldn't be forced to wear a mask, but I think it's pretty reasonable during the middle of a pandemic to say that, yeah, businesses should remain closed until further notice. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's reasonable if there is a deadly threat out there to close things down. Um, as opposed to Trump, who is literally, going out there talking about how he's the only one who can save us, how he's the big strong man. Um, no, yeah, no, Trump explicitly calls upon fascist rhetoric in order to justify his policies and his actions. Okay, um, we can talk about it a little bit more if you want. Um, I always enjoy talking about the fasciness of the right, so we can definitely dive into that if you'd like. I am a bit tired, so I might not be super coherent. I have been streaming for about 6 hours. Um, but I can probably still school you in this. Let's see. Another troll who doesn't understand basic germ theory. True. You realize if the Democrats take control, they're gonna pack the court and abolish the Electoral College and the filibuster. Well, you realize that Trump was also talking about how he wished that the Republicans had abolished the filibuster. So like that's not a talking point in your favor. Um, Also, the Electoral College is an absurdly outdated relic of like racist voting policies that were explicitly designed to make sure that white like the voting class back when we had, only landed white gentry could vote. Um, you realize like it's a relic from that era, not and doesn't really have any place in a modern society in which everyone is enfranchised. Um, and Yeah, I actually have no problem with packing the court if it furthers my agenda. I'm gonna be straight up with that. I have no problem with packing the Supreme Court. I I think it is a wise decision to avoid talking about the topic in like debates and to avoid running on it as a platform. That's a savvy political decision, but also 100% they should pack the courts and you know ensure that our rights that have been established by the courts are protected. Um, Imagine thinking abolishing the electoral college is an authoritarian policy. Yeah, imagine thinking that like one vote should actually be equivalent to everyone else's in a democracy. Imagine that. Imagine how silly that would be. Dems get all the dead and illegal votes. Of course, they want. No, you realize that Republicans have been trying to establish that voter fraud is a thing for like decades and have explicitly created commissions numerous times in the past, run and staffed by Republicans in order to establish that voter fraud is a thing. And even those commissions couldn't come up with evidence that voter fraud was rampant in the United States, right? Like, they've been trying to do it. Like, look up, I think his name is Chris Kobach. Um, he ran like a commission to find voter fraud and he couldn't do it. So like the idea that this is a problem, that the Democrats are winning because dead and illegal people like voters are like coming into their party is absolutely not rooted in reality. And if you think it is, you've been drinking some real silly sauce, my friend. Okay? Yeah, like find yourself some better quality propaganda is all I'm saying. I'm not even saying you need to like eschew your Fox News or your OAN, but like maybe take in some, I don't know, what's a higher quality right wing propaganda source. I don't know. At the very least, Alex Jones has some entertainment value there. Maybe switch over to Alex Jones, okay?